you?
We're live.
Okay. I call this special meeting of the Undergraduate Senate to order. We're going to do roll call. Senator McDermott.
Here.
Senator Arnell.
Here.
Senator Bucci.
Here.
Senator Hanu.
Here.
Senator Zucker.
Here.
Senator Shumate.
Present.
Senator Gillette Pierce. She actually can't make it. She's in class. Senator Torres. Senator Tarazona.
Here.
Senator Toriente.
Here.
Senator Goldberg.
Here.
Senator Shumate. Senator Shumate.
Present.
Senator Wygota. Senator Pulitz. Senator Brown.
Here.
Did I miss Senator Valcarcerado?
Here.
Did I miss anyone? Okay, great. We'll now move into a period of public comment. Any of the members of the public wishing to speak at this time? Awesome.
Mr. Speaker, is there any way you can put the agenda on the,
Unfortunately, we can't because we don't have the Mac adapter. And we didn't last certification meeting. Because remember we were infused formal, so we're going like super old fashioned here. You can pull it up on your phone. Senator Shumate, do you have a motion or are you just excited?
I
Motion to adopt the agenda.
No, I object.
Okay.
I'll second to
State-
in order to, we can't object to motion if it hasn't been seconded.
Yeah, is there a second to a motion to adopt the agenda?
Second.
I object.
Okay, so state the nature of your objection. Just state, we're trying to keep this short. Let's go. State the nature of your objection.
Report of the prosecutor to the agenda, as requested by the prosecutor.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, okay, there's a second. Is that a friendly amendment, Senator Shumate?
That's right.
Okay, unanimous consent? Okay. So it's been added. Any other amendments to the agenda? Okay, Senator Shumate,
Motion to adopt the agenda.
second. Any objection? Okay, agenda adopted. Adoption of the journal. Senator Zucker, do you have minutes for this?
Motion.
Motion to table which vote?
Second.
Okay, is there any objection to tabling the minutes? So if we table, there's two sets of minutes. One has been on there for 2 weeks. The other one was last Senate meeting. We do have to finish this business. So essentially we'll have to call a special meeting 5 minutes before the new Senate on Sunday to approve the minutes. And then,
Which is typically.
yeah, so this isn't actually the final meeting anymore. Okay. Reports of officers and directors. I actually think I meant to put the prosecutor under A and I put me instead. So we'll have the prosecutor go first.
Should I come to the podium?
Yes, please, because you have to talk in the microphone.
Thank you. It has been both an honor and a privilege to serve the student government and the student body for this fall election cycle. While the beginning was a tad rocky, and there were many things to be learned, it has been an extremely rewarding experience for which I am most grateful. However, I could not have done it alone. I'd like to thank Commissioner McRitchie, the entire Judicial Board, and JZUP for helping me through this process. A special mention to Chairman Dillard for assisting me heavily through the cycle and offering good counsel and advice to me in all cases. And to Elections Prosecutor Emeritus Peter Hutchinson for aiding me early on in my role and being a strong role model of what prosecution should be. I commend the aforementioned individuals for their hard work, commitment to fair and free elections, and extreme flexibility due to the various unexpected changes in leadership during this cycle. The following summary is broken down by individual race. Only the violations that went through the adjudication process, either partially or fully, are included. Many violation inquiries were sent, yet many were deemed false accusations, not actual violations, or lacking sufficient evidence by my office, and thus did not go further in the adjudication process. Election policy violation notifications may be requested from my office should there be any concerns. If there were no violations in the race, they're designated not applicable. Senators for the class of 2019, there were 3 violations. Lake Majestic's campaign had 2. Both policy violations were dealt with by the Office of the Prosecutor. Sam Schumann's campaign received 1 elections violation, which was dealt with by the Office of the Prosecutor. For the class of 2018, there were no violations. For the class of 2017, there was 1 for the John M. Shapiro campaign, which was dealt with by the Office of the Prosecutor. For the class of 2016, there were no recorded violations. For at large, there were 3 violations. 1 for the Trevor Brown campaign, which was dealt with by the Office of the Prosecutor, and 2 for the Will Mascaro campaign. 1 which did not move to conference due to the release of standing election policy F-1501, and the other was dealt with through the Office of the Prosecutor. For the Race for Kogod School of Business, there was 1 elections violation for George Smith's campaign. It was dealt with by the Office of the Prosecutor. For the School Public Affairs, there was 1 elections violation committed by the David Brem campaign. As an ethical violation, it was brought to summary judgment by Chairman Tyler Dillard. For the School of International Service seat, there was 1 elections violation by Shashmita Kabaj. It was an elections policy violation which did not move to conference due to the release of standing election policy F-1501. For the School of Communications, there was 1 elections violation for Andrew Purcell's campaign. It was dealt with by the Office of the Prosecutor. For the College of Arts and Sciences, there were no recorded violations. For class and school council elections, there were no recorded violations of any sort. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam Prosecutor. Next up, we have the Elections Commissioner and JSEP. I will actually read the JSEP report, or would you like to do it on behalf of Peter as well? Okay, great. Why don't I do that first?
First.
Okay, I'll do it second.
Yeah. Definitely first. Alright, hello everyone. So I'm just gonna say a few things. Most of what I'm gonna say right now isn't really it's gonna pertain as much to what's going on this evening and what's been going on over the last few days as possible, and not as much about just general things about what we could have done better, what went well, and things like that through the election cycle. I'll do another report and I'll tell the Senate or something about that in a week or two. But just so some statistics on voting. We did have 913 students vote in this election, which is a decent turnout actually for a fall election. Compared to previous fall elections, it's just about the same as it usually is. So that's good that we're consistent. Voting. So voting started on Monday. It was supposed to start at noon, but it didn't. Due to some issues I was working over with the Office of Information Technology. It did start though at 1, give or take a few minutes. And so ultimately there was 50 hours of voting, which I consider actually quite a lot, considering I didn't even think voting was supposed to start until Tuesday. And so there's quite a lot of voting, so students had ample opportunity to go out and vote, and they could even do it from their cell phones, so they didn't have to go anywhere. The OIT has delivered the results to me. They're more or less computed. I'm just finalizing to make the document that I read off of, and then finally submit to Martin to post on the internet after I announce them tonight. Make it look good. Other than that, more or less that everything went smoothly for the most part throughout the campaigning process. Obviously, I took over a few days before we started campaigning, so it was kind of a quick turnaround. But ultimately, I set forth some very straight, and as people who may be running for re-election in this room would have seen some of my emails that were very strict in the communication guidelines and standards that I set, which ultimately was actually very useful for me and probably for other members of the elections officials in the Office of the Prosecutor and JSEP, just because using the website actually does give us the necessary information to keep track of who's who, considering that there are 49 candidates and 31 races going on this fall. And so, like, if someone was to say, I'm John Doe and I'm doing this, I need to know what race that pertains to, what year the student is, if it's a candidate, if it's campaign staff or campaign manager, things like that. And so that's part of the reason why I was very insistent on candidates and campaigns using the contact us form on the website. And ultimately, I'll talk more about this in a future report, but the website was actually extremely useful for basically doing all campaign-related stuff online. The only thing that candidates had to do was to come in and submit 2 forms to us, but besides that, it was very useful. Everything was done digitally, basically. And candidates, unlike previous years, were actually able to like track as it happened, other campaigns' finances, as well as their staff, when they were report campaign staff. So that was useful, and it meant that, well, because in the past, like the Elections Commission would have to, every single night, compile a list and then post it, which meant I didn't even have to think about doing that at all. I was very lucky actually to have two members who were my deputies to help me out with this process, to jump on board a day or two after campaigning started. Emily Ham was very crucial in improving everyone's campaign materials, because initially I'd thought about maybe throwing that to the wayside, the approval part, and just having them submit, and intermittently going through and checking them. But ultimately, we were able to go ahead and look at every single campaign material to make sure that it passed our guidelines and our standards for what's acceptable to the university community. And so Emily was very crucial in that. Also, Alex Bradley helped me out in various different ways in working with the different, keeping track of different campaigns that had different sanctions or violations that they were dealing with, and making sure that the commission really focused on that stuff and didn't let that stuff slide. So both, thankful both of them, they're very crucial in this. Other than that, I don't really have anything else. I'll stop and you guys can ask me questions if you have any. If you don't, it's cool as well.
Thank you. Do you have any questions for the commissioner? Okay. Thank you. Round of applause. So this is a very short statement from the chair of the Joint Committee on Election Policy, Peter. He says, I apologize for not being able to present for my report, but I am still a student and must be in class. I'd like to thank Acting Commissioner McRitchie and Prosecutor Ziegler for their reports to my committee and for all their hard work and dedication during this cycle. I'd also like to thank Chairman Dillard and the rest of the Judicial Board for their support. A huge thanks to Secretary Valderutten and his staff for lending their support by publicizing this election so brilliantly. Also, also thank you to President Guilford for his support and calmness during this hectic cycle. JSEP unanimously decided that there was neither voter disenfranchisement nor abject corruption, and the fall 2015 election cycle, in their opinion, is 100% certified. He says thank you. So this is how this next part works. I'm going to read through each race, and I'm going to say that the race was certified. There's no motion that needs to be made or anything like that, unless there's an issue. You can make a motion to reconsider on any race. But if no one speaks, then that means that we are upholding JSEP's certification. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. In the election for senators for the class of 2019, certified. In the election of senators for the class of 2018, certified. In the election for the class, for the senators for the class of 2017, certified. In the election of senators for the class of 2016, certified. In the election for senators for the campus at large, certified. In the election for senator for the Kogod School of Business, certified. In the election for senator for the School of Public Affairs, certified. In the election for the senator for the School of International Service, certified. In the election for the senator for the School of Communications, certified. In the election for the senator for the College of Arts and Sciences, certified. In the election of the class of 2019 president, certified. In the election of the class of 2019 vice president, certified. In the election of the 2019 class secretary, certified. In the election of the 2019 class treasurer, certified. In the election of the class of 2018 treasurer, certified. In the election of the class of 2017 secretary, certified. In the election for the class of 2017 treasurer, certified. In the election for the class of 2016 president, certified. In the election for the class of 2016 vice president, certified. In the election for the class of 2016 secretary, certified. In the election for the class of 2016 treasurer, certified. In the election of the Kogot Undergraduate Business Council secretary, certified. In the election of the Kogot Undergraduate Business Council treasurer, certified. In the election of the School of Communications president, certified. In the election of the School of Communications vice president, certified. In the election of the School of Communications secretary, certified. In the election of the School of Communications treasurer, certified. In the election of the College of Arts and Sciences president, certified. In the election of the College of Arts and Sciences vice president, certified. In the election of the College of Arts and Sciences secretary, certified. And finally, in the election of the College of Arts and Sciences treasurer, certified. Are there any motions at this time? Senator Schuman?
Is there anything else, just a point of inquiry, is there anything else left on the agenda?
Yes, we still have public comment, good of the order. And then we're done. Perfect. Okay. That was easy. Okay, so next up we have a period of public comment. Any of the members wishing to speak, members of the public wishing to speak this time? Okay, great. And now we will move into good of the order. I'll take a list. Anyone's interested? Really? Okay. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Any objections? Okay, seeing none, we adjourn. We will be back for a special meeting on Sunday. That will be the final meeting of the 10th. Thank you.